how to graph a line in slope-intercept form. Here's slope-intercept form. M stands for slope, or the rate of change. And in this particular graph, or this line, the slope is 1/2. B is the y-intercept, or the location where the line crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is the vertical axis. The numerator of the slope is your motion moving up and down the y-axis. The denominator of the slope is your motion moving from left to right across the x-axis. Here's the x-axis. So my starting point is going to be on the y-axis at the ordered pair 0, 5, or just at 5 on the y-axis. So here's my starting point. The next point that I plot determines the direction of the line. So I'm going to leave the starting point, or the y-intercept, in red, and I'm going to switch to blue to plot more points on this line. The way that I determine how to plot the next point is determined by the slope. So I'm going to look at the slope, +1 over +2. Moving up is considered positive motion. Moving to the right is considered positive motion. Moving down is considered negative motion, and moving back to the left is also considered negative motion. So make sure that you understand the positive and negative direction that you're traveling in the plane when you're plotting the next points. So I'm going to go back to the y-intercept. Since my slope is +1/2, I'm going to move up 1 and right 2. So positive, positive motion. So the next point that I plot determines the direction of the line, and I continue with that exact pattern to plot more points. So I'm going to move up 1 and right 2, up 1 and right 2. I'm going to plot as many points as the graph will hold. To plot points on the other side of my y-intercept, I'm going to go back to the red point, and now I'm going to have double negative motion. I'm going to move down 1 and left 2, down 1 and left 2, down 1 and left 2, continuing in that manner. Then I'm going to take a straight edge, and I'm going to connect all of the points to create my line. Let's do one more on the graph. We'll do one with a negative slope. So here my slope is -2/5, and my y-intercept is -3. So I'm doing this graph where I'm going to graph this line. My slope is -2/5, and my y-intercept is -3. So I'm going to start on the y-axis at -3. This is my starting point, and I'm going to change my ink color to plot more points. So my y-intercept is plotted in blue, and I'm going to use red ink to plot the rest of the points. So here my slope is -2/5, which means I'm going to have to move up and back to the left, or I'm going to move down and to the right. So I'm going to have positive motion in one direction and negative motion in the other direction. I want the line to fall as I look at the line from left to right. Let's plot the next point. I'm going to move to my y-intercept at -3. If I move up 2, that's my positive motion, I'm going to move back to the left 5. So here's my next point. I want the line to fall as I look at the line from left to right. So the second point that I plot really determines the direction of the line. This particular graph is not going to hold any more points, so I'm going to move back to my blue point, and I'm going to do just the opposite. I'm going to move down 2, which is my negative motion, but I'm going to move to the right 5, plotting the next point on my line. For this graph, that's all the graph is going to hold. I could try to do another one, but it's going to be off the graph. Just a little review of how to graph a line, how to plot points and graph a line when the line is presented in slope-intercept form.